this could be potentially the first frame swap on a 2024 Denali Ultimate. This is the first one that we've gotten, and this is an unbelievable truck.
This is a 2024 Denali HD Ultimate. This truck only has 11,000 kilometers. It was literally just purchased brand new.
Was the bumper? Fancy interior on the Denali Ultimate.
The price tag on these fancy GMC Ultimates are around $130,000.
Time to order some parts?
Time to order some parts.
The trucks that we get in here, yes, some of them are damaged, but they vary in damages. Some could have very little damage, some could have very extensive damage. We also purchase vehicles that are theft recoveries that come in with no damage on them at all. So this one, we've just pulled it into the shop.
What's up?
I didn't know he was videoing. Had it?
Well, this was the wheel that came on.
This was the wheel.
It was.
This wheel was on that truck. It's in a bit of a rough shape. This is a 2024 Denali Duramax with only 11,000 kilometers. This is a good example of some trucks that we purchase all the time from Impact Auto Auction. This one had a little bit of damage on the front passenger side.
You broke the door handle on that truck. That truck that's already mangled.
That's what I said. I'm like, it's all right. I broke it in accident, right?
What we're doing is processing the truck. So we're gonna break into it, see actually what we got, because we haven't seen this truck in person until today. And we're gonna see what's actually wrong with it, make a parts list, and what we're going to have to do to fix it.
Pretty spoiled. You get coffee right out your toolbox, eh?
I know, right? That's because I'm too cheap to buy Tim Hortons.
Well, that's pretty much the only way to do it. I do the same thing.
After some much-needed coffee, Devin got straight to work removing the damaged bumper. Most of the time, when a bumper is all bent around the mounts, it's a little tricky to remove. But this came off nicely.
Because it was up.
It's super important for us to expose the subframe underneath the fender just to make sure there's no damage beyond what we can actually see. This truck was in a fairly major accident, so you don't know what could have gotten damaged. After the bumper was removed, Devin had an array of radiators and coolers to take off next.
But yeah, he has disassembled basically the complete front end.
At this point, we needed to start making a parts list of obvious stuff we could start looking for at the best possible prices.
The horns are still good, everything's still good here.
That's it?
Hood's just...
No, you guys, that's... Terry already ordered a hood and fender and door and all that shit, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Talking about you. Actually, come on in. Yep.
Time to order some parts?
Time to order some parts.
So obviously this fender's... Everything underneath, is it fine?
So everything underneath here is fine except for this one bracket right here.
So what will you do with that bracket?
We are going to probably most likely undrill these spot welds right here. Yep. Down here, take this off, and we probably have another truck that will take.
You can scab a piece off
and take it, and we'll just tack weld it back onto this one.
Okay.
Everything looked fine underneath the fender, thankfully, minus that one bracket, but we have that under control. Devin makes it sound easy, but removing this piece properly and fixing it is a lot of work. Thankfully, we haven't found any major damage as of yet.
So this is all going black as well?
Yeah. All this stuff.
Long story short, this entire truck is getting the chrome removed and it will be all color matching black.
These are getting done.
Right. So new parts, we're into...
And then I think color matching our new flare.
Oh, okay.
That mirror cap are getting done. That's when we ordered a new mirror for it. So yeah, I think all the flares are getting painted too.
So not only are you repairing it, but you're altering it at the same time.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Well, that's nice.
We have already determined that we are going to black out some of the parts. So we've taken off a few of the chrome parts and set them aside to be sent away to our body shop to be sprayed with body liner. fender, the actual whole structure behind it is good other than one bracket piece here on the front. The door has some damage, and the front end, other than that, it seems to be in good shape.
Bumper fender door.
Was the bumper. So we definitely will be replacing the front bumper, the passenger side fender, and the passenger side front door for sure. That's just what we've got so far, but we are still digging into the truck right now. That's because we're color matching the mirror cap. That's how much you have to disassemble the mirror to be able to do that. But this is a Denali Ultimate, so pretty special interior.
She's a fancy one on the inside.
Yeah, nice wood grain on her. Last night we pulled the truck out of Devon's Bay, and it sat out outside overnight, and we just got it into Adrian's Bay. We're getting it up on the hoist, and we're gonna have a look at the underneath of this truck, because when we purchased it, both front wheels were actually off the truck. Earlier in the video, you guys seen that the wheel was completely broken in half and damaged. It's in a bit of a rough shape. There was a lot of damage on the front of this truck, but we're gonna give you guys a look at what's underneath this truck and if actually anything happened underneath the truck, if it's damaged at all. And so let's go inside and have a first look at it. If you come in here, have a look. Adrian's obviously found first off that the frame does have some damage on the passenger front here. That is where that wheel was completely off of the truck. And then if we go underneath the front cross member is quite a bit damaged. When we got the truck, both of the front wheels were off. So that obviously took quite a bit of an impact there.
So this started out with Devon checking out the body and going through it. We didn't quite get into the frame and the suspension. We knew something was wrong based on the wheel being so damaged, but we didn't quite know. Now that it's in this bay, we've obviously checked it out, and the frame is severely damaged. So this went from a minor repair to a giant repair. Adrian's got to take basically everything off the frame. We're going to tear the cab off the frame and replace the whole frame. We've already got another one coming today, so this is it's going to get ripped apart fairly fast. But yeah, Adrian's got to take all this stuff off the frame, which includes all the wiring for the 2024 setup, which has the 360 cam, the backup cam, the front cam. All those fancy sensors that are in this truck are obviously wired up through the engine bay. So essentially right now it's get everything off the frame, including the cab. We're going to separate everything and get the new frame in here so that we can start putting this truck back together.
There's a ton of electrical here, and I've also got to take apart these brake lines because you can't actually pull the brake booster off. You got to pull the hydro boost. You can't just pop that off, and like the master cylinder and all that, it's kind of tied into the firewall and tucked away. So I got to take off each individual line before the cab goes up. Steering column, intercooler, rad hoses, AC still needs to be, they still need to pull the refrigerant. And yeah, that's just a start.
So all the fluids are draining out of the truck, and Adrian started to disconnect all the wiring.
I have done a couple things like drain the coolant, and I've also did the shifter cable and the cab bolts. But yeah, this probably be the afternoon before the cab goes up in the air.
With the truck in Adrian's Bay and all the problems just staring at us, we decided it was just time for a new frame. It's a brand new truck.
I cleaned up my bay, like just packed everything up for me. And I've been wanting to do that forever, just been bombarded with work. So it's nice to actually clean up my bay and work on this because I don't mind.
Well, thank you, Devon.
Yes. Shout out to Devon.
Okay, so you're focusing on wiring first.
Yeah.
And you've got to go from driver's side all the way around.
Yep.
Just to disconnect all the wiring that's going on.
Yeah. Just kind of double check everything.
Because it's a dual battery setup, so harness will be on both
Yeah, and
sides.
there's cameras, like tons of wiring harnesses and modules. So
all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's not a plain Jane truck. There's quite a bit to this.
Yeah, this is the fully loaded model, right?
Yes,
big boy version.
With this truck being a 2024, most programs don't have the info we need when we go to look up the truck.
They're chock full of
It's just too new.
information.
This is all
24,
data,
there's just
and it has no
nothing
reference
there.
of this truck existing yet. So we had to lie to it.
It's got to be fairly close, right?
Much better.
Oh, on all data.
Yes.
Cool. So what are you looking up?
I'm just looking up what type of refrigerant this takes because plastic cover's missing and I can't identify what it is.
And it's time to drain the AC system.
Yeah, I got to, what do you call it? So the next step I'm doing is I'm gonna extract the 134 refrigerant out of it. So we got our AC machine here.
What do you have to do? Just literally press a button, hook it up, press a button?
Yeah, I turned some taps and let it do its thing. Because I had to remove the AC line so that I can get to like the fan shroud and some other parts. I'm trying to actually keep all these rads, like intercooler, the condenser, tranny cooler, power steering cooler, the radiator itself, if I didn't say that already, as one unit so that I don't have to pick everything apart. Just remove the lines, get the cab up, and then put the cab back down when I got the new frame.
What do you have to do to this thing?
And then basically just click the button and
Automatic?
yeah.
Boom. All done draining the AC out and moving on to just finishing up the wiring and a lot of other little pieces, including the radiator and all the coolant stuff up front. Yeah, the rad is literally just floating. There's a mount right there. So when the cab does lift, the rad just drops and essentially it's just all over the place. So he's got to tie it up to something. We'll figure out whether that's the body or the engine. I would assume it's got to be tied to the body as the body goes up. But we'll find that in a minute.
So, yes, worked on the last one. Pull the rad out.
So Adrian's just using some vice grips to essentially clamp the rad down to the body so that when the body lifts, the rad's not going to move.
Yes.
As Adrian finished up everything in the engine bay, Chris was pulling up outside with the new frame.
So we just got the frame. It's finally here. It's brand new. Never had a bolt in it. Directly from GM, and we're just getting it offloaded because Adrian's gonna need it tomorrow morning when he goes to put the or lift the cab from the frame. Sorry, he's gonna need this to then start setting everything back onto. How are you gonna get it off? Using a forklift or backhoe or something?
Yeah, backhoe. We'll scoop it right in the middle, then move the tilt out of the way.
That's a pretty big frame. It takes up the whole tilt deck. How big is the tilt deck?
This one's only 19 feet.
That's a seems like a big frame, but I'm sure they're all this length, eh?
Yeah.
Using a backhoe with soft ground and tire ruts isn't really the most ideal situation. So Chris has to be very careful not to damage the truck when lifting the frame off.
Big's just lifting it off, nice and safe. Don't touch, don't touch. Oh, beautiful job. Look at that. There's our new frame. The frame
Everyone
is here,
kept
that is.
telling Adrian he couldn't have the cab off the frame in one day, but he was rather determined to make it happen.
Couple more electrical plugs.
So essentially the driver's side has been way worse than the passenger to get all this stuff
it's
disconnected?
Like 3 times as much more stuff compared to the other side.
Well, it's still, you've done pretty good considering. It's like one day disassembling and you know,
that's pretty late starting on it.
and we're pretty close to having the cab off today. If not today, it's tomorrow morning, so
Yeah.
it's been pretty good.
So Adrian's been working on getting this thing separated all day long. He's been undoing wires, draining the coolant, the AC system, all the power steering, the brakes, the master cylinder, all that fun stuff. Did I miss anything? Okay, so We're almost at the point of separating the cab from the frame, but essentially you don't want to rush this because we could end up damaging more stuff if there's not, if everything isn't disconnected. So we have to make sure everything is disconnected. So this truck's going to be torn apart in the morning.
Worked on this all day long. What are you about to do?
I'm gonna try and just lift the cab up ever so slightly. I don't want to rush this. It's pretty much the end of the day. I'm sure there's like one harness that needs to be undone, or just something that needs to be pulled out of the way so that it doesn't get hung up while I lift it up. But yeah, I'll just get it like aligned, and I might just lift it up ever so slightly, but I'm definitely not lifting up the whole way tonight.
So you're just gonna essentially put pressure on it to make sure that everything is disconnected. We can kind of put pressure on it, then go through and make sure nothing's touching anywhere. Because
you want me to say that?
no, I'm just talking because essentially like everything is disconnected, but by chance that there is still something, this saves that. We don't go straight away and just pull the thing straight up. Put a little bit of pressure on it, see how we're sitting, and then we can kind of lift the rest of it.
The hoist arms get caught on the frame, so they need to be adjusted.
Essentially, when we lift this cab up, everything's got to be tucked towards the engine. That way, when we lift the cab up, it's got room to clear the engine and come over top of it, and the engine's going to stay with the frame. So everything that's attached to this motor and attached to the firewall or attached to the front here to the rad has to be separated so that we have room to actually pull this up around the motor.
Thing look good?
Yeah, it looks good at a glance. There'll always be something that I've forgotten.
It's a lot to go through, especially in one day.
I almost forgot my handy 90-degree fit.
Yeah, you need that. That's important.
Adrian worked all day preparing this cab to come off the frame. He wanted it done. So he stayed late and made it happen.
Yeah, so essentially we've got to gently pull on this so that we can double check and make sure that nothing's connected as it does go up. So Devin's running the hoist and Adrian's over there keeping an eye on everything as it goes up.
Pretty good at running buttons.
Yeah, professional button pusher. One sneaky power steering line you forgot. So thank God we didn't put a whole bunch of pressure on it and just yank it right up, right?
Yeah. I think I didn't listen to you.
Yeah, safety first. Safety first.
Oh, we just unplugged something over here.
That's the step.
Okay, it unplugged itself.
Well, it's already unplugged.
What's this? What's all this?
Yeah,
Okay.
So cab is up and we're able to start stripping the frame now. That'll be the next step.
So Adrian just lifted the cab off the frame and Devin is very noisy in the background. Adrian just lifted the cab off the frame and it's a great way to end the day. We're gonna tackle tomorrow, we're gonna tackle the swapping of the frames.
Yeah. So
essentially
I will take the bed off.
Yep.
And then the cab is up out of the way. And I'll be able to, maybe I'll be able to pull the engine tranny transfer case using the gantry outside.
Right.
But yeah, I've got to strip everything because the frame we got is completely bare.
Cool. All right, so that's in the morning. Tonight, we're done for the night.
This is day 3 now. I gotta get this. So we are doing what?
So this is day 3 and I'm gonna get the box off and put it on a cart and get it outside. I should be able to get the engine next and then just strip the frame completely. I need every nut and bolt from it.
So right now Adrian is removing all the plastic pieces around the wheel wells. He's already done this side of the box and he's working on the opposite side. Basically all these are going to get body line painted, which is going to color match the truck to them. They were like a plastic dull matte finish. Now I'm sure they're going to be a color matching item. Same with the door handles, emblems, steps. There's a whole bunch of stuff that got taken off for paint and body liner, so this thing can be all color matched when it comes out at the end.
I could tell you to say a lot of stuff.
I'm just wondering what we're looking for is all.
We're working on trucks. It's day 3.
What day, Adrian?
From there to there.
3.
To there.
2 for me.
2 for you.
Yeah.
Oh, true enough.
Truck went from there to there to there.
Yeah.
And now, what are we doing? And
Is it touching on those things up there? You crazy bastard. It is.
I got it on its lock.
It definitely is touching. All right, guys, it is day 3 of the 2024 Denali Ultimate build. Last night, Adrian did get the cab lifted off on the hoist here. So the truck's sitting behind me, cab's in the air. And today the main goal is to get the box removed and then get everything stripped off of the frame. Now we're not sure if we're gonna get that all completed today, but we're gonna get the majority of it done. We got the gantry right outside the door that we're gonna lift the motor off of the frame and continue stripping everything and get the new frame in here.
Cameraman Mike, you should have grabbed that.
I'm not feeling strong.
Oh, bullshit.
With the box already unbolted, it's as simple as getting a few guys together to help lift it off and set it on the cart.
The box has been removed, Adrian.
Yes.
She gone.
It was heavy.
Didn't look heavy. So what's next? What are you doing now?
I'm gonna work on this electrical. Just get it completely out of the way. I don't want to damage anything by, removing the hitch and have it land on it. Pinch a wire. So yeah, wiring harness first, and then onto the bigger stuff. Fuel tank. Got a 5th wheel, spare tire, rear hitch, and full exhaust. It goes on and on.
Now for the slow, painful task of removing all the little clips that hold the entire wiring harness onto the frame. There's a lot.
That's a lot of wiring.
Yes, indeed.
What a puzzle.
It's actually not bad once you start laying it out and seeing where each Christmas tree plug goes to.
Disconnected majority of the main harness that goes for this truck. Just a couple more clips on the rear end.
Time to drain all the fuel lines and remove them.
If we just look on this side, you can kind of see how hard this truck got hit. That's the upper control arm mount, and it's bent out of shape. Devin already smashed it back together to get this control arm back on, but everything's moved and shifted, so definitely a good idea for a whole new frame.
So Adrian's just unbolting the motor, and essentially we're going to keep it all together, engine, transmission, and transfer case, and lift it all as one using the gantry we have outside. That way we can pluck it out of this frame and get it ready for the next frame it's got to go in.
So I have made this in my spare time to assist in lifting a Duramax engine, because we try and lift the entire powertrain, talking engine, transmission, transfer case as one unit. To do it safely, we use the gantry outside just because it's way too much for a regular cherry picker. So anyways, I made this to go and bolt right here, right beside the AC compressor. Now this works on all Duramaxes. I've used it on 2021 to 2006, and it's handy. Took like not too long to make it, but it saved us so much time. So I'll be using that today.
How many have you done, do you think? Like
Full engine and such?
separating the cab and full builds?
Dozens. Yeah.
Yeah, because
All together, like between the big three.
Because there's a lot to remember.
Yeah, I don't remember all of it, but
Just keeping track of it.
With everything undone and separated to do with the engine, Adrian wanted to strip it out next. First thing to do is set up the chains evenly so the engine doesn't lift funny and fall off the gantry.
So we just got back from lunch and Adrian just about has this thing ready to rip out of the frame. The motor, the engine mounts, everything's kind of ready to come out. So what we're gonna do is Adrian's outside right now pushing the box out of the way because it was next to the door. There's actually a big gantry outside with a chain, and it's gonna allow us to roll this frame out underneath the gantry, hook up the chain to the motor, the trans, and just lift it directly straight up out of this frame so that we can get ready to transfer it to the new frame. Usually when it comes to removing an engine, you've got to separate the trans and everything in separate pieces because it all weighs so much. Well, with the gantry setup, we can keep it all together and lift it directly up. It saves a lot of time and keeps this whole thing together as one piece. Rolly, rolly. It is what it is. Famous words.
With the transmission still being attached to the motor when lifting it out, we save a lot of time. But it's definitely a lot heavier and a bit more dangerous.
Put work into it. Now it's gone. This is the gantry setup, so we can just wheel the frame right in between these two posts. And then there's a chain set up on the top that slides along the rails, so we can pretty much position it wherever we want. And it's just a cherry picker, glorified cherry picker. Very strong, very efficient. Actually a great tool that we use a lot.
There's a better spot to bring here. Sometimes we'll use a strap, but I find the strap stretches. Right. Can't go wrong with the chain.
But now you've got it. You've got the.
After what felt like minutes, Adrian had wiggled the entire engine, transmission, and transfer case out as one unit.
The engine is out, and we're just rolling the frame back in so that we can continue to strip it.
It's pretty amazing that what would technically take hours to accomplish, we just did it around 10 minutes. Because of the setup here with the gantry and everything, from start to finish, hooking the chains up to rolling the frame back in, it was just around 10 minutes long.
So we just wheeled this frame back in. We used the gantry outside to remove the engine. It didn't go as well as I thought it was gonna go. I should have had one of the rear chains tightened up a little bit more. The transmission and the weight of the transfer case was pulling it down, but we still did get it removed quite safely. Now, With this frame back in here, just from front to back, I'm gonna have to remove the entire suspension, the front diff, the knuckles, everything pertaining to the suspension. Then moving back a little further, we got the def tank, we got the full exhaust system, we got the fuel tank, we got the rear axle and the rear suspension, along with the trailer hitch. Now, all of this needs to be removed from this frame. Every nut and bolt, every fastener has to be reused, other than the parts that are going to be replaced for the BDS Lift kit. So that's where we're at right now.
Adrian continued to remove everything from the frame. All suspension components, axles, wheels and tires, brake lines. Anything attached to this damaged frame, Adrian removed. After the frame was stripped completely, we took it outside and got the brand new frame in here as soon as we could.
Got some extra help. Michael's on board. The new frame's in. What do you think, Mike? Frame's waxy. It's brand new. Got a sticker still on.
Exhaust, fuel tank, brake lines, all just going onto the new frame directly off the old frame. But while we are here, we have to do what we do. So we are adding a BDS suspension lift kit as we reassemble this truck. Wiring, axles, steering pump, coolant and fuel lines. Really, it's everything that just came off the truck. Adrian just has to do everything he just did, but in reverse. With the engine, transmission and transfer case back, sitting in the frame, Mike and Adrian were able to roll the truck back inside and get ready to drop the cab back into place. With everything prepped on the frame and the engine, the cab was lowered down and gently set into place. Aligning everything perfectly as it drops down is a time-consuming and delicate process. With the cab back down on the frame, now Adrian and Mike could reinstall all the bolts that go directly from the frame to the cab itself. While it's in the air, we drain the old oil out of the engine and spin off the old oil filter. New frame? Might as well do an oil change, too. To sum it up, that's really all they got done while I was away. Not that much, right?
So yeah, this whole process has actually been quite simple. As my dad would say, it's just nuts and bolts, so really anyone can do it. So we're back working on the 2024 Denali Ultimate. Now, as you can see, the cab's back on, and we have a brand new frame underneath. So the past few days, brought the truck in, cab went up first, the box, and we got the old frame out, got the engine out, took off every single nut, bolt, fastener, clip, you name it, and then we put everything back on, excluding the lifted parts. So as you can see, it has a BDS lift kit that we installed yesterday. It has the 2.0 Fox shocks, and I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I personally love the truck. I think it's a great truck. Personally, I think it's a bit over-engineered, but that's my honest opinion. Nonetheless, it makes it better for people who like all the bells and whistles. I'm not all for that. I like the, the feel of the truck, like I'm actually driving a truck, not a pillow down the road. But hey, it's a great build. I've had a lot of fun with it so far. Dropped the motor in yesterday, as you guys can see. We put drive shaft in, got the factory wheels on the front, which we're gonna throw the aftermarket ones on shortly. Right now, we just finished buttoning up some of the stuff in the engine bay. I put in the air box and the radiator shroud, so gonna get back to that. But yeah, it's been a great build so far.
So yeah, the cab went down yesterday, and today we're just spending some time buttoning it up, doing the electrical, hooking up coolant lines, AC, you name it. So I'm hoping to have this truck running today.
The Denali Ultimate.
The Denali Ultimate. This is the premium bad boy right here. Like for a newer truck, I'm finding it relatively easy to know where things are going and such.
Adrian always has this little goals he sets for himself throughout the day. Today, his goal is definitely to get this truck running.
I attempted to connect. I'm not sure how that goes. You know how I said this was pretty straightforward and easy?
Oh.
Well, actually, it really is impressive. You can know exactly where each clip goes.
It takes practice, that's for sure. It's not something you can just do.
That plug right there.
That is that one that's made.
Oh, so it's in the wrong spot?
Yes.
A lot of the Japanese motors too, like they take blue fluid. Filling up the coolant.
Are you adding some fluids before you start it? Why don't you say that sentence for me?
I'm adding fluids before we start the motor. Is it? Asshole.
You good?
Yeah, good so far. Off to the next. Good thing I'm as far from a bartender as you can get.
It's finally time to see if Adrian forgot anything or if anything got messed up along this entire journey.
You're fired.
Yes, I shut it off because I had to double check the engine oil in it.
Oh, right. Awesome, bro. First try. And no...
Starts like a brand new truck.
And no leak. I didn't see nothing. I seen nothing.
So when I got in this truck, it actually wouldn't let me start it right away. It prompted on the dash that the key need to be moved because it was like in a sleep mode. I'm sure that's to deter theft. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Feel about the oil filter.
So the oil filter I noticed was quite small. I had to take it off to clear the front drive shaft, so I didn't really take a look at it too well. I did notice that it was small, so our books only cover 2022 and older. So I went to Tyler and asked him the filter, and he looked it up. And he handed me one, then he said, oh wait. So he looked it up, and sure enough, it was the same oil filter that a gas truck takes, like a 5.3. Like that guy right there, that white truck.
So this is a diesel, and it takes the same oil filter as a gas one.
Yes. So where we're at right now, so we've got the truck running, fired right up basically. Still need to bleed the brakes, and then we're gonna put the original box on and tailgate and get that bolted on, and then Monday we'll kind of see where we're at, but I think from then I'll probably be done with the truck.
And it's gonna go
body shop.
With the truck now running and mostly put back together, it was time for us to deal with the paint.
All right, guys, we just arrived here at the body shop today. We're gonna go inside and check up on the Denali Ultimate. We just brought the truck over here this morning. They got it into the shop here and are just starting to work on it. But Adrian wrapped up the entire frame swap. Pretty simple process, really. He got that frame in, just swapped all the components over to the new frame, got it rolling, got it running, everything like that. So today we're just going to show you guys what we're going to have to repair here at our body shop and what's the next steps for the Denali Ultimate, and break it down a little bit more for you guys.
Going on, buddy?
Good.
PSA Trucks owns 2 body shops.
What are you guys doing?
This is our main paint and major issues shop.
Burgers? All right, guys, so starting up at the front on the truck, first off, he measured the front structure, and it is slightly off a bit. Nothing that we can't work with. It's a ton of work to actually change the whole front clip. So what we're gonna first do is try and actually pull it, make some adjustments, and if that works, then we can roll with it, which we're more than confident that that can happen. Then on the fender here, there's some damage here. So what we're gonna do is drill this off, put a brand new bracket on so that fender can bolt on to the front no problem. Then going along the side, we have some new door hinges here. They're getting painted right now, so he'll start putting them on. We have a brand new door right from GM for the truck. The fender is brand new right from GM too as well. This morning he started working on the rocker. He's got that pulled out somewhat. He was just messing around with it this morning a little bit. So he's definitely started on that. It's not complete yet, but first steps are going to be working at this front structure. Then we're going to fit the door, get that in place, and then move along to the rocker and get all the body work completed.
Maybe 2 or 3?
2 or 3 days?
Everything goes good, yeah, as long as we're not missing parts.
Yeah.
I just started it this morning, so.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll have the door rockers done today. If I get the hinges, I'll have the door on, and then we'll move our way forward.
And we got to get the headlights so you can.
So yeah, test fit them.
Test fit them and everything like that.
Just for this one too, right? I know there's some play in it, but see this how it's bent? We could just bend those back, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we got these 2, right? Oh, pretty sure we got this and this and this, all 3 brackets, but we're only gonna change that one.
Yeah.
With the truck safe at the body shop, we are going to let them get some work done and come back to check on them tomorrow.
All right, guys, we're at the body shop. We're checking up on the Denali Ultimate build. We sent it down here a couple days ago. They're starting the body work on it, and we're just gonna give you guys an update on what has been completed on it and what the next steps are going to be. They've already fixed the rocker, the rear door. Front fender structure piece is already fixed. This whole piece right here is actually brand new. As you can see, we attached it right there. And then the hood has been repaired in this front passenger side section because that was just pushed in a little bit right there. So we repaired that. Yeah, he's just got it taped off, and we're gonna get it inside here shortly. All right, guys, so as you can see, the passenger side rocker, the rear door, and then that front fender structure piece has been repaired. Underneath the tarp here, last time you guys seen that the door hinges did have a little bit of damage on them, so they are repaired. And what we're going to do is we're going to get it into the booth. We're going to touch up those areas, get them prepped and painted, so then we can put the new door on and fit the fender. Then we'll prep everything and paint this side of the truck. Here, like, that's the GM sticker. Like, we ordered this part right from GM. Had the fender already on, the door already on.
Yeah, gaps.
But
here.
Leroy was saying that basically just pop them off so then he
Yeah, we got, because we had the A pillar was actually pushed in.
Yeah.
So I just slide hammered where the what is it? Door latch. The hinges, yeah. And then
so he's gonna paint that up and then
and then that was the same hood, right? So
yeah.
And then obviously just primer, and from GM it had a little dent in the door.
Oh, the new door.
The new door had a dent, so. But
where is it? Where's the other door?
Which one?
Like the front passenger side door is not on it because
it's in the back.
Oh, that's the original door in the back.
Yeah.
Where's the new one?
On it.
No, not the front one.
The front one's off?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's here somewhere. I just didn't know.
Oh no, yeah, we did take it off because they had to paint the inside. Yeah, it's somewhere back there. Holy.
So what are the next steps for the Denali Ultimate?
Prep the inside of the A pillar, paint, and then we'll just put it all back together and line everything back up, and in the booth it goes.
Yep.
So Luis has moved on to his next job, but what we're going to be doing is finishing up the prep work on the Denali Ultimate and getting it into the booth and getting this painted as soon as possible.
It's slippery.
That's it. You guys got your...
Some people go to work. They put in their 9 to 5 and go home, simply getting through the day doing a brainless task. But with paint, you can't do that. You need to be perfect. You need to be on your game. If you're in an argument or had a bad night at home, truck broke down, leave your personal issues at the door. In this space, creativity and perfectionism are king. This is Leroy, and this is his space.
Yeah, so, and that was my second coat. So on the second coat, I'll start denibbing a little bit, just getting any dirt or dust or hairs or anything out before we get into our last coat and then get into clear. Most of the damage was just in here, so this was mostly the primered areas. The rest of it was already sealed black, so I don't need a lot of color on everything. Just basically through there, and I'm doing a little blend in the top right corner. So.
You gotta put your hood up. It gets really foggy in here really fast, so you've got to be pretty smart about it. Behind me, the Denali Ultimate, the 2024 Denali Ultimate is getting its last coat of clear coat, and then we're back to just reassembling this truck. So pretty awesome to see, pretty awesome to be part of. But Leroy's over here,
and he's just spraying the last coat right now. So we'll get that done and then we'll show you when it's finished.
We only chase it if the chance of profit's flawless. We keep our eyes on the weak, they know that they targets. Hunting for goodwill, we ain't looking for bargains. And you should say a prayer, ain't nobody praying for you. Cause if I want it, then it's mine.
As you can see, it gets pretty cloudy in here pretty fast. So we've got to do this and then get out. But it should get sucked out pretty quick by this exhaust fan, so.
What are you doing?
Finally cleaning up.
Are you getting ready for anything?
Yes. The ultimate is back. I didn't wear the right sweater though.
Hold on, sweater change.
All right, guys, the 2024 Denali Ultimate just got dropped off here. We towed it from our body shop to the dealership here. We're just about to put it into Adrian's bay to start the assembly on the truck. Adrian's just inside cleaning up his bay. We're gonna get it pulled in so he can start the assembly on this truck.
She looks pretty good. I must say the body shop down there does a great job. Fabrizio and the gang are just on point. Truck looks great and in no time. This whole side was smashed in, remember? So she looks fantastic now. Here we go. The 2024 is entering the shop to get reassembled and played with for the last time. Yeah, the fender, this piece here. The new, you guys put the new frame on. Yeah, they took the door off. They did the door.
We just got the 2024 back and it looks fantastic. Now you can see that they put looks like a new fender on the passenger side along with a passenger front door, and they painted, looks like the entire passenger side of the truck and blended it in. It looks great. There's also some structure pieces that were changed, just some little brackets, like this sort of stuff. I think that's all they've done. I had to take the original passenger door and basically gut it and reuse the parts on this new door because it just looks like it's a skin. So we'll be at that today. I've got Michael helping me.
Trying to break into the tailgate now. Once we're in.
All right, your turn.
What happened to the connector, Adrian?
I don't really want to talk about it.
This is confidential.
I think it's funny.
Sure. So when we remove the box, I didn't want to damage this, especially this guy, because that's for the rear camera. So I tucked it up underneath, out of the way. Well, when we put the box back on, I put the bolts in to hold the box down. Well, right where I had it, it kind of crushed it.
Hey, tailgate's open. Nice job, Mike. Teamwork. Body shop gave us back the factory door.
Yeah.
Because we've got a new passenger side door.
Tearing apart this door, trying to use all the clips, hardware, guts, tracks, motor, speaker, mirror, wiring. all of it, and we're trying to fill up that door over there.
The new door, right?
Yeah.
Because the new door is just a shell right now. But it looks pretty. Looks way better than the old door.
Flares, bumper stuff, grill stuff. You got mirror caps, bezels.
Whole bunch of goodies over here.
I guess you're right about them buying.
They said there was no talk to Jordy. I remember him saying that they were buying.
The man himself. Perfect timing.
This thing, is all this trim getting blacked out? We keeping all the trim? Yeah. Like window trim? It's all black, getting blacked out. So I can't put these doors together. I'm sure it is. I'll go pull the sheet. Okay. Because like the one door's not even stripped.
Oh, yeah.
All these doors are just stripped, but okay.
What's that, Jordy?
More parts.
More parts.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah.
Nope. Just us saying thanks, Jay.
With the parts piling up, we needed to get this door dealt with. So Mike started to rip out all the guts from the damaged door to put everything inside the new one.
Alright, you don't need to video this. I'm struggling, alright? Okay.
I'm glad to get the driver's door skin installed.
Oh yeah?
It would have been great. Wow, this is quite conflagration, right?
It's getting caught in every single thing it possibly could. There, holy.
So you got the guts out of the old door.
Oh my goodness.
And you're trying to put the guts into the new door.
Yes.
It looks just as much fun as the old door.
Just as much.
What's tricky about it?
Trying to line up all the holes. There's these studs attached to the actual track, and I gotta get them all lined up.
It would suck to work all this time and break the glass when installing it.
Gentle.
So Mike and Adrian need to be very careful when sliding this glass into the new door, not to damage it, or worse, break it.
Stressed out a little, Mike? That looks like a pretty expensive mirror.
Yes, very. I already had taken it apart because some of this stuff is getting dechromed.
Oh, body lined?
I don't know. Body line painted. Let's go with body line.
Color matched.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume body line though.
Do you have the 4 13mm nuts?
There's a wiring harness that runs to this, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's got lights. Is that all it has in it? Lights?
So this is gonna be power tilt, power extend,
Heated.
power fold, 360 camera signal. It's gonna have exterior lighting. It's gonna have the chrome, which will now be paint matched parts. Heated signal.
Any and everything you can get in a mirror. This will have it.
Okay, so the Denali Ultimate is back in the shop, and essentially we spent majority of the day focused on reassembling the doors, the door panels, all those little plastic pieces that have to go in there. The day was mostly spent by Adrian and Mike reassembling the doors. So we still have a pile of work left to do on this thing, and I'm sure we're just gonna smash it out just like we always do, one thing after the other.
So this was the first day back assembling this truck. Now, things didn't really go as planned. You know, we were messing around with the old door. We had to strip it and we had to power it up first, and yeah, that was just a pain in the butt. But we got it done. We got all the used parts off, put it on the new door, and then we started putting the brand new gloss black window sweeps and trim on, and it looks great. But we're still waiting on some other parts like the door handle, so we can't quite finish installing the doors completely. So I think that's about it for now, but I think we did pretty good for this side. We're now working on the driver's side, getting all these the painted trim on. So yeah, hopefully have it done tomorrow.
Okay, and just a quick, what else do you have to do? Like if you were just to name them,
yeah,
off top of your head, you know, you've got the surrounds for the wheel wells. You know, just a couple things you've still got to do.
Yeah,
just name some.
So we have a bunch of body lined parts to put on. We're gonna have to put the front bumper on, assemble it. We have the rear bumper, which actually didn't have any damage, so it's gonna go back on. We have the parts for the flares for the box. We have the steps, they're all body lined. And there's some other new parts going on, like the tow mirror, I believe a headlight. You know, I think we even have leaf springs to put in this thing. We got 3,500 leaf springs to install on this, but that's probably gonna happen on a later day. We have these boost lights that are gonna go in. We have tinted brake lights, tinted third brake light. All that needs to be installed still, so quite a bit of work still. Back onto the 2024 Denali Ultimate. Now, we did wrap up the doors the other day, and we got a bunch of painted, I mean, body line parts. We got bumpers, we got pieces here for the mirrors. We also got boost lights. We got boost fender lights, we got mirror lights, we're gonna have cab lights, and the tinted lights in the back. But as for today, I'm gonna try and wrap up this front bumper. I'm gonna repair one of the pigtails for the headlight, get the headlight installed, shutter, grill, and throw the front bumper on. And that might be it for today, but that should get a good dent in this truck.
The guys are on lunch right now, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick update on what's going on today here in the shop. Right here, we got the front bumper starting to be assembled. Going over to the truck, you can see the factory flares, got the Boost Auto Parts fender lights and smoked. Then the factory flare has been coated with body liner, color matched. Interior on the truck is coming along. Driver's side, the door panel, everything has been assembled. A little bit more to do on the passenger side, but pretty much buttoned up. There's a few new parts in here, and then going around the front, just waiting on a connector here for the headlight, get that put on, and then we will start assembling the front end of the truck. And the wheels just arrived here from Wheel Pro, so we're going to go have a look, see what we're going to be mounting on the 2024 Denali Ultimate. I don't know the name of it. It's the newer style one. Yeah, Fusion Forge is brand new.
One side or right here?
Right here, right here. Oh, I got a knife. No need.
Time is money.
This is the first glimpse at it. Not sure exactly what wheel it actually is, but it is a brand new wheel from Fuel, the Fusion Forge. It's going to be 22 by 10. Wow, it's a nice looking wheel. What? So we're going to mount these on a set of Predator 35 1250 22 Predator XAT, and this is what we're going to be mounting on to the Denali Ultimate. Adrian has been working on the Denali, actually on and off. Obviously, there's a lot of moving parts going on here to put this build together in such a timely manner. For example, obviously, when the truck went to the body shop, he was working on other vehicles when it was there for the couple days. But now that it's back, he's got it in, he's got all the parts here, so we're just working on assembling the truck. But overall, from my perspective of this build, we're on a good time frame. Like a 7-day turnaround time on this truck is tremendous on the factor of all the work that has to be done to it. We weren't anticipating having to change the frame on the truck, but unfortunately we don't know if that's going to happen or not when we purchase these vehicles. So it's something that we had to deal with and overcome, and we can do that in a pretty timely manner too as well, now that we have all those resources available at our fingertips virtually. So he's continuing on. We're hoping to wrap up this truck very soon and have it on the road driving around and ready to go. If all parts are here, I'm hoping that he's going to be wrapping this truck up in like a day or so. Hopefully you get most of the stuff put on the front end of this truck, get into the interior, button that up, and we got to build the wheels and tires that we're going to put on the truck. And that would be pretty much it with it. There's not too much left. I know it looks like there is, but there's really not that much left in the process here. So hopefully wrap it up soon. We're trying to show you guys like the key components of this build. Obviously changing the frame. Most people don't get to see that every day. It is something we do here quite often, but the disassembly of the truck, most people really like to see that because, again, they don't get to see that now. Putting the truck back together, we're just showing you a few snippets of what is entailed, but you guys seen it come apart. It's the exact same to just put back together. Now we have done a few things in the meantime, obviously color matching some of the parts and adding a few more aftermarket accessories onto the truck too as well. So there's going to be some changes, but we're going to give you a full breakdown on the truck when it is complete. So keep watching. 22 inch, 22 by 10s. What's the name of them?
Brawl.
A fuel brawl?
Brawl.
Brawl. That's a nice wheel. Two-tone satin and gloss. Fusion forged 22 by 10 fuel brawl.
You're so strong.
All right, so I just finished the front bumper on this. Now this thing is incredible. Like, the amount of stuff on it, I've never had such difficulty putting one back together. There's just so many intricate parts to it, but I managed to get it completely back together. Now this thing has a bunch of body line parts on it. I think the fog light bezels, the lower valance, and the bumper itself is all body line, so it looks fantastic. We'll put it on real shortly and you'll be able to see the entire thing.
Dom, dom, dom.
I lied. We're missing two parts for this bumper. Little badges. I'm sure they're going to be getting blacked out as well. I think so. I'm just wondering if the shutter goes in first. Either way, we could probably set it on and kind of go from there. Thank you. Hey, do we have tow hooks for this? The tow hooks. These are powder coated, not body lined. Looks the exact same though.
Yeah.
So day one of reassembly, we watched Adrian check out and reassemble all the doors, the door panels, and all the guts inside of them. Day two, he's focusing on the inner fender wells, bumpers, all the little stuff when it comes to that, the fender flares that were color matched and painted, a lot of that stuff. And then we're hoping day three of reassembly, we can get this all wrapped up, and then we can finally show you guys the end result.
So normally we'd just be throwing this bumper on and calling it a day, but we're not keeping these wheels on. Like these factory wheels, they're going off. We have aftermarket wheels and some 24-inch rims that are going on this. So we're gonna have to shim this bumper bracket before the bumper goes on to bring it out so that the new tires don't scrub on the brand new bumper. That's all it is. That and just some new hardware.
So that goes where?
In between the frame horn and the bumper bracket.
And all that does is push the bumper out to allow a bigger tire so that it can turn.
Yep.
Do you like the carpet ones?
No.
I'm not sure how I feel. I feel like they're harder to clean.
Oh yeah, you can spend a good like 20 minutes trying to clean one.
They do look nice, but a lot more to clean. This truck just came in and it's got the same,
Yeah, that same piece.
that same piece broken that the Denali had.
$20 gone.
Huh. Common part.
All right, guys, Adrian just pulled out the 2024 Denali Ultimate, and I'm gonna give you guys the first glimpse at the finished product here in a couple minutes. So just to give you guys a little bit of a recap, we purchased this truck damaged. We bought it at auction. We knew there was some damage on the truck, but we didn't know that we were gonna have to change the frame on it. So it actually had quite a bit more damage than we suspected, but it isn't something that we can't handle. We have finished it. And yeah, I mean, it really went well. We did a quick turnaround time on this truck, and it's completely different now. It looks absolutely unbelievable. We added quite a few accessories. We changed the look on this truck, and I can't wait to show you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we want to put out more videos for you guys and show you what it takes to rebuild a truck, and especially brand new trucks just like this Denali Ultimate. So have a look at the truck. I'm gonna walk around, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what's done to it and break down this build for you. Alright guys, this is the first look at the Denali Ultimate, completely finished. Now we did just get some rain here, so truck's a little bit damp, but as you can see, it is sitting here completely done, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. This truck is unbelievable. I personally love the new front on these GM trucks, and the interior on this truck is pretty special. But to break down some of the things that we did on the Denali Ultimate, as you can see, it is completely blacked out. So front grille, emblems, hood scoop, side badges, the factory flares. Now they're all coated with ultra smooth body liner. In the factory flares, we went with the Boost Auto smoked fender lights. Now they match on the mirrors too as well, and their all new cab lights are on this truck too as well. So everything sequential and completely matching. It looks absolutely insane. Now, you guys had a look earlier at the wheels and tires, but as you can see, they're mounted on the truck right now. They turned out great. The new Fusion Forged from Fuel Off-Road, wrapped with the Predator XATs. Has the BDS suspension lift with the Fox shocks.